Hey guys, I get asked this question quite a bit. What does it take to start up in real estate? There's a lot of things that I find that people don't know about or forget about or don't consider when they're getting licensed and trying to start that business. You definitely have to treat it like a business because obviously you're not going to make money right off the bat. A lot of agents don't even make or close anything for probably the first 6 months because sometimes it can be tough. But some of the things that you definitely will have to have, and kind of like a basis of proximity or to what you're looking, where you're looking to sell, can be a factor on what your costs will be. So obviously you need to join a brokerage. So you want to find somewhere that is not going to have significant desk fees, anything of that nature, because you're obviously working on a limited budget. So if you have a brokerage that has a $500 desk fee or something of that nature, that may not work for you if you're bringing in $0. So try to find something that's 100% or has a low to no expense every month. But you also have to keep in mind what that expense could entail for you. So you could pay, say, $85 a month with EXP. That gets you your CRM, which you do have a choice of, which includes Bold Trail, Lofty, something of that nature. We used to use KV Core, but we switched, and I'm really loving the Bold Trail that I use personally for myself and my team. And then, of course, your website. So within that $85 a month, you get a free website that you can, create and make it your own to some extent, which is really great. It even feeds from your MLS that you choose to be a part of, so it makes it look as though you have listings, and it's really nice. Now on to the MLS. So depending upon where you live, you may have to join 1, 2, or 3 different MLSs depending upon where you're located and where you're wanting to sell. But people forget about the MLS part. They forget about joining a board. So that can be significant. When I first joined here in Florida, it cost me with everything, including MLS dues, joining, initiation fees, the whole nine. I think I spent almost $2,300 right off the bat. And this was before I sold a dang thing. So, and that did not include my Super Key or my Central Lock. A lot of people use combo boxes, but you have to be a full service realtor. You have to invest in that. So you're looking at probably around $150 to $200 sign up fee, and then a monthly fee of around, I don't know, it's like $17 to $25, just depending. And that's just one board. So times that by 3, so usually that's a little bit less if you're joining as a secondary board. Little things like the business cards. I mean, to be honest, if you join a good brokerage, they're going to offer you your first set of business cards, possibly folders for free to get you started. So, you don't have to worry too much about that, to be honest. However, people tend to say, oh, well, I don't want to buy signs or anything of that nature until I have a listing. That's very true. You don't want to spend an exorbitant amount of money and buy 5 or 10 for sale signs, because the likelihood as a new agent of you getting 5 to 10 listings is very, very low. But I would absolutely invest in one sign just to have on hand, because a lot of times these signs can take up to 2 weeks to come in. And if the seller is willing to list with you, they're not going to want to wait 14 days or longer for you to get a sign to put in their yard to start advertising their home. So that might be something you want to consider as well. And that can range anywhere from $200 to $500 for your first sign. Open house signs, like the pointer signs and things like that you have to put on the corners and in the yards, I would absolutely invest in those. I would get 10 of those right off the bat. Depending upon what brokerage you're with and who you end up going with, this could be a minimum of $50. It could be $500, just depending upon, what you're putting on your sign and who you go with as well. But as a new agent, open houses are a fantastic way for you to gain business because these buyers come to you, and you can do open houses even if you don't have a listing, because more than likely there's going to be an agent in the area that you live or that you sell in that is going to want you to do an open house. So that's a great opportunity for you to market yourself and that kind of thing. So again, there's a lot of little things that people don't realize that you need right off the bat. Of course, you're going to have continuing education that you have to pay for unless you can find it free somewhere. If you're ever going to do designations to ramp up your service, those cost money, not just for the class, but usually yearly you have to maintain those. So I know it doesn't sound like too much, but I'm always surprised with the agents that get licensed and don't realize that they just need a set of business cards and a couple leads to make some money. You have to invest in your business. It's not easy. That's why you see so many people licensed, but not a lot of people producing. And they want it quick. They want it like they see it on HGTV and these real estate shows. It's not like that. It's just not. It's hard work. It's working 7 days a week. I work from the time I wake up in the morning to the time I go to bed. I work every day. I work holidays. I work on vacation. But of course, I'm type A, so I like to sell houses and be successful. So it's what you put into it. You can't sit back. You can't wait for the business to come to you. You can't expect your brokerage to give you business. This is a self-employed business. Even though you're with a brokerage, it's not their responsibility to make you successful. And if they say they're going to make you successful just based on the brokerage, they're lying to you. They just want you to join their brokerage and have another head count. You need to be very careful with who you go with. Align yourself with a mentor. Align yourself with a team to start. I have a lot of agents who want to join my team to get their footing. And when they feel like they can fly, they leave me, and that's wonderful. That's kind of what I want to happen. I love to happen. If you're ever interested in chatting with me about my brokerage, about Platinum Pros Group, give me a shout. I'd love to talk with you and see if I can ramp up your business a little bit, get you started, and you never know, maybe you'll be a lifer and stay with me. I've had it happen. Have a great, blessed Sunday.